Nolan, I'm glad I caught you in today. It's really been too long since we've got on the phone and compared notes and bandied some information around. It's nice to talk to you again, Nolan.
And Mike, it's always a pleasure to talk to you and to see you're using. Now tell me if I'm wrong here. That looks like a new headset, and that sounded like technology to me.
Yeah, I get tired. I get sick and tired of the banter, and every once in a while I see these headsets, and I picked one up the other day, and I have to admit it looks a little funky, a little techy, but I like it, Nolan.
It's cool. I'm glad to see you're kind of joining the 21st century here, man.
Yeah. Hey, something that has popped up in my email boxes, I'm sure it's popped up in yours, is that every more often than a little, people reference the Mike and Nolan show, and they say how much fun they have listening to it.
And I love hearing that because it's fun to do.
Yeah, sure is.
I love this. It's great fun. And I got a fun story for you, Mike.
Well, fire away, my friend.
All right, so I was flying off to a speaking engagement. I was in the Vancouver airport. Everybody's a little cranky in the airport these days because it's not a lot of fun.
That's right.
And I sat down next to a woman who was knitting, and she looked pleasant, and we started to have a conversation, and through our conversation I found out she was 75 and she was a grandmother, and we just had a wonderful little chat. And then she said, "I'm getting a little bit antsy. I got to get up and move around." And she did something I totally didn't expect.
She didn't start passing a hat around, did she?
No, that's your gig.
And it works too, I might add.
No, what she did, first she stood up, she pulled off her granny sweater, and she had tattoos down both arms. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
And then she reached into a backpack and pulled out a snap-together hula hoop and started doing the hula hoop in the middle of the Vancouver airport.
And then started passing the hat.
Well, I was ready to be her agent and start passing the hat because clearly everybody in the airport turned and watched. And at first everybody thought she was a weirdo, but after a few minutes people were clapping, gathering around, taking pictures. I'm telling you, she made everybody's day. Everybody was smiling. And it made me think about something. We spend a lot of time trying to do what everybody else does, but isn't it true that the leaders, the movers and the shakers, it's always somebody who doesn't mind standing out a little bit?
Boy, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? That in a Me Too business, people play Me Too only better, Me Too only faster, Me Too only cheaper. And isn't it refreshing when once in a while we see someone surface, they bring their true personality with them?
I think it's just amazing. Why be average? Why follow the crowd?
Right.
Okay, so Mike, can you remember back when you were in school and you came home with a report card?
I don't like where this is going, but I remember.
So did your dad get all excited if you said, "Hey, Dad, I got a C. I'm average now"?
Well, Nolan, this is a sore point because when I got a C, my dad stood up and applauded.
All right, maybe I picked the wrong analogy here with the wrong guy.
But I know where you're going, though.
We don't necessarily, with most people, applaud when we're average, right?
Exactly right.
But every time I do a workshop on budgeting or finance or marketing, there's always somebody in the audience that says, "Well, what does the average travel agent do? What does the average travel agent spend on advertising or marketing? How much time does the average travel agent spend on social media?" And my answer is always the same. The average travel agent is losing it and isn't doing very well. Are you sure you want to do what they do?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Why be average? Don't shoot for the average. Shoot for a hula hoop and tattoos, man.
Well,
it's working for me.
Well, it's really working for you. And then while you're at it, cut all your hair off, and then you'll really stick out.
I didn't have to cut it off. It all fell out naturally once I became a travel agent years ago.
No, but there's so much truth in that, Nolan. And people here's the snag. People end up playing to the 1 or 2%.
Yeah.
And not the majority, because they're frightened of what they might think. They're frightened of what they might say. They're frightened that they might lose that piece of business. So they play to the average, and they have to get over that.
I totally agree. I think it's the secret to success. And clearly, we don't give a darn what anybody thinks about what we say because we just keep saying it anyway.
And you know, since 1984, when I entered the business, and I think you were pretty close there, Nolan has taken a shot at me and hit me.
So you got to be agile and learn how to duck once in a while.
So being a little on the, I'll use the word, not weird, is weird the word? No, we'll use the word different. A little bit different doesn't hurt. And I'll tell you one thing, it's a lot more fun, Nolan.
And I think that is the perfect way to end today's episode. Have fun. Don't worry if you attract attention, because attracting attention is exactly what's going to make your business grow.
And to make that into a short phrase, have fun, be weird.
And boy, do we specialize in that.
Nolan, I'll catch you next time.
All right, man. Have a great day.
All right, you too.